Overnight, new U.S. tariffs took effect on imported steel and aluminum. Next, the European Union and Canada announced retaliatory tariffs. This comes as the Trump administration cut the Department of Education staff by nearly half. Natalie Brand takes a look at the latest developments during President Trump's first 100 days in the White House.
President Trump is meeting with the Taoiseach of Ireland today. It comes as the European Union announced it's punching back against new 25% U.S. tariffs on all steel and aluminum imports. The EU says it will impose new duties on U.S. goods, including textiles and agricultural products.
Tariffs are taxes. They are bad for business and worse for consumers.
Imports account for an estimated 25% of steel and about half of aluminum used in the U.S. While the producers of those metals are applauding the president's new tariffs to spur domestic production, other industries are bracing for increased costs. Jim Tobin is the CEO of the National Association of Home Builders.
We've seen some estimates that say that it could be up to $10,000 per home that these tariffs could increase the cost. But we're waiting to see. It's still going to be months before these tariffs truly find their bite and we see the impacts.
The administration is also moving forward with slashing the Department of Education, announcing plans to cut the workforce by nearly 50%. Among the more than 1,300 employees who received layoff notices Tuesday, Dallas-based civil rights lawyer Brittany Coleman, who's also an Education Department employee union leader.
It's very disappointing to know that the work that we do to try to help our students get great educational opportunities was not valued.
The Department of Education says it will continue to deliver programs including student loans, Pell Grants, and funding for special needs students. Teachers groups have slammed the cuts. The National Education Association says the real victims will be the most vulnerable students. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
The department said affected staff would be placed on leave starting Friday, March 21st. We're told they'll receive full pay and benefits until June 9th, plus severance and retirement benefits. Today, Minnesota leaders are already sounding the alarm on what those cuts will mean locally. WCCO's Adam Duxter joins us now live from Hayes Elementary School in Fridley. Adam, you just heard from Governor Walz. What did he have to say?
Yeah, Shayla, the governor is speaking here, as well as the commissioner for Minnesota's Department of Education. And Governor Walz is animated as we've ever seen him, really, when talking about these cuts, saying schools like this one rely on these federal dollars for programs like individualized education plans for students with special needs, as well as other special programs. But the governor and the education commissioner say exactly what's going to happen next is still uncertain. Governor Walz joined by First Lady Gwen Walz starting their trip to this school by reading to a second grade classroom. From there, their tone turned towards concern and frustration. Superintendent Brenda Lewis shared just how much of their annual budget comes from federal money. She says now making a yearly budget is a lot more uncertain, especially when it comes to hiring positions like reading specialists and math interventionalists. State Commissioner Willie Jett says these cuts come without a clear plan of what's next. Governor Walz called the cuts random and spoke strongly against the current federal administration.
Tell me what they're doing yesterday and today improves one student's education or saves one damn penny, because what they're trying to do is cut the money to give tax cuts. It's time for us to speak truth to it. These folks don't want to be involved in politics. They want to teach kids. They chose this profession because it's what they love. And now they've been thrown into the middle of this absolutely ridiculous fight. And it will go just as well as the tariffs have gone, just as well as the stock market's going, just as well as egg prices have gone. But this time it's our kids.
Shayla, in a statement, U.S. Secretary of Education Linda McMahon said the cuts were a commitment to efficiency, accountability, and making sure resources go directly to students, parents, and teachers. Though districts here say they rely heavily on that federal money. Coming up, though, tonight, Shayla, on the news at 5, I'll tell you how state leaders say they might try and be able to bridge that gap amidst this uncertainty, but still very strong words from the governor here at Fridley today.
Yes, a lot of folks watching this closely. We'll see how it all shakes out. Our Adam Duxter reporting.